Are you team PGA Tour or team LIV Golf? The two leagues have been all over the headlines after news of Dustin Johnson and other golfers' announcement to resign from the tour and play in the LIV Series. New York Post Ian O'Connor joins us now to help make sense of some of the news that's going down, and we'll start with Dustin Johnson because he cited his family when asked why he joined LIV. But didn't he do it for the same reason as Phil, the money?
Of course, Brandon, without question. I think when he cited his family, DJ was talking about the generational wealth he was creating for his grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and there's nothing wrong with that, really. I just don't understand why athletes aren't more honest when giving these explanations with deals like these, nine-figure deals. Just say, I was offered a amount of money that nobody could turn down, $125 million reportedly, and I think Dustin Johnson just needed to say that. And so athletes, so many athletes have problems being candid in these situations, and I think that's just exactly what he should have said.
Yeah, I don't understand why they fear that blowback, especially when anybody, your everyday person, would take any job or leave a job for the right amount of money to help their family, especially when we're talking about over $100 million of money. But let's go back to LIV Golf because they've already pulled some big names already and more could potentially join. So what does this mean for the future of the game?
I think you see free agency now as a legitimate possibility for the immediate future of golf. Really, for the first time, the PGA Tour has had a stranglehold on the competition or lack thereof in professional golf. And LIV does offer an alternative. Now, when the PGA Tour does not offer guaranteed appearance fees and LIV does, I think LIV remains a viable option and will for the foreseeable future. And I don't think these are the last big name players in terms of Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson that you'll see join in the coming months or years. So I think LIV Golf is a viable threat to the PGA Tour. And I think everyone inside the PGA Tour knows it.
Free agency in golf, what a time to be alive. So what does the PGA need to do to keep more players from leaving the tour?
Just be better, Brandon. Just like with every other industry, whether it's in sports or outside of sports, the better businesses and organizations will prevail. And so how do they go about doing that? I think the PGA Tour is not in danger of being completely overtaken in the coming 3 to 5 years, but down the road, I think LIV is a viable enough alternative that it's going to be a problem. I think one way of doing it for the PGA Tour is allow guaranteed appearance fees. Why that doesn't exist right now, I don't know. But when Tiger Woods in his prime started a tournament, he was guaranteed to make absolutely nothing, even though Tiger and Phil and Rory and others would drive all of the sponsorships and ticket sales and merchandise and viewers on TV. They were guaranteed nothing at the start of a tournament. And so LIV offers something that the PGA Tour does not right now, and that's something that possibly could be rectified.
All right, let's look ahead to next week because the U.S. Open has announced that it will let LIV Tour golfers compete. Do you think that's the right decision?
Yes, I do. And the U.S. Open is called the Open for a reason. It's not the U.S. Close. And these competitors who are also competing in London this week in the LIV Series have qualified for the U.S. Open. There's no need to take them out of the field for this event at Brookline. And we'll see what happens with the USGA next year when there's a lot of time to digest all the change now that's going on in the world of golf. But the USGA is not the PGA Tour. And so it prides itself on being an open championship, and that's why it has the name. So I saw no reason why the USGA would act and take these players out of the field, and I'm glad they did.
So the LIV players are going to play, but Tiger Woods has announced that he won't play in the U.S. Open. Do you think that he'll be able to be back at some point this summer?
I do, and it looked like he was really banged up at the PGA Championship. I'm not surprised at all that he took a pass on the U.S. Open, which is the toughest physically and mentally of all the majors. So St. Andrews is his favorite golf course in the world. I think there's no question he'll be ready to go, and he'll do everything possible to make sure he competes in the Open Championship next month. He's won there twice, and obviously it's not as forbidding a walk as Augusta National, and certainly not as tough a test as the U.S. Open. So I suspect that will be his best showing. He'll be fresh. or fresher anyway than what he was at the PGA Championship. So I think he'll be there, and I think he'll make the cut like he did in the first two majors, and he might even be a factor on the weekend.
Ian, I'm loving the tan. It looks like you just played 18 yourself. Thanks for joining us today, my man.
Hey, I've never been tan in my life. I'm Irish, but thanks anyway.